Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Recent Jobs. If you are preparing for Accenture Communication Assessment round, then this video is for you. In today's video, we'll go over what to expect in this round and share some essential tips to help you succeed and clear up common doubts so you can walk into this round fully prepared and confident. Things to do before the communication assessment. First guideline is prepare your environment. Make sure you are in a quiet room and make sure that your face is well lit and clearly visible in the camera. Coming to second guideline, prepare your hardware. Make sure that your webcam and microphone are active and in switch on mode. Make sure you have Google Chrome browser up to 5th latest version. And third guideline is prepare your software. Disable all system pop-up notifications and ensure that your operating system is updated and restart your laptop before the test. So let's begin with the most critical information that we need for this particular round is this is the third round of Accenture as you can see here. Next is that particular round is for 30 minutes. So you are going to get number of questions and total duration is 30 minutes. And the difficulty level of this round is going to be medium and not very difficult. But if you have good verbal communication skills, it's going to be easy for you. So there are going to be 6 sections in this particular round and we are going to discuss all the sections. Next, a separate email with details will be received for you whenever you are going to once you are crossing the second round, and if you are selecting for the third on the communication round, you will receive a separate mail and details for this. So those all are important details that you need to know about Accenture communication assessment round. Let's move forward. Okay, let's deep dive into what the Accenture communication assessment is. Let's discuss Accenture Communication Assessment in detail. Accenture Communication Test checks your spoken language ability. This test will measure you on basis of your sentence mastery, fluency, vocabulary and pronunciation. The entire test will be divided into 6 sections. First section is reading. Read 8 sentences aloud within 20 to 30 seconds. And next section is repeating sentences. Repeat 16 audio sentences. And next section is question and answers. Answer 24 oral questions in 1 or 2 words. And next section is sentence building or jumbled words. Unscramble 10 jumbled audio sentences and read them aloud. Coming to section 5, storytelling. Listen to a short story twice and repeat in your own words. And sixth section is speaking or open questions. Answer 2 questions or topics in up to a minute each. Okay, let's start. First of all, there will be total 6 sections which will be there in communication assessment of Accenture. Now I will describe each and every section in detail, how many questions will be there and will be the type of questions which will be asked in each section. So make sure that you do not miss any part of this video and watch until the end. Okay, so the first section will be the reading section. In this round, you will be given or displayed a set of 8 questions in textual format on the screen. You are supposed to read them. For every sentence, you are given a window of 20 to 30 seconds of duration. The main purpose of this round focus on testing your reading ability, and key for this section is to read slowly and clearly. And some points to be noted, there are numbered sentences given. You will hear a sentence number and then you are supposed to read aloud the corresponding sentence. The sentences were asked to be read aloud in order one by one continuously and with no breaks in between. So next let's see with an example.
Part A. Reading. Please read the sentences as you are instructed. Please read sentence 1. Now read sentence 2.
This section is repeating sentences. On this round you will be given 16 audio sentences. You have to clearly listen what the audio reads, probably a sentence, and then repeat it loudly, which will test your pronunciation ability. The main purpose is to examine the listening ability and pronunciation. The process is listen to what the audio says and repeat the sentence. And how to answer. Do not rush with your words. Listen intently and then repeat with exact pronunciation like the audio. If there is an accent which is foreign to you, do not hesitate. Keep going and try to sound as close to audio as you can. So next let's see with an example.
Part B. Repeat. Please repeat each sentence that you hear. For example, a voice says,
Leave town on the next train.
and you say,
Leave town on the next train.
I'm feeling much better, thank you. He shouldn't give you any trouble.
And next is question and answer section, that is third section. In this section there will be 24 easy questions asked orally and there will be no text that is displayed on screen. You have to answer each question in 1 or 2 words. This round is a quick question and answer round that takes into account your promptness in thinking and speaking while testing your vocabulary as well. The answer should be in 1 or 2 words. For example, you keep the books on the table or in fridge. Your answer should be on the table. Note: the best aid here is to listen to the question carefully, think and answer promptly. So next let's see with an example.
Part C. Questions. Now, please just give a simple answer to the questions. For example, a voice says,
Would you get water from a bottle or a newspaper?
and you say,
A bottle.
or,
From a bottle.
If Jesse makes his living playing the piano, is he a musician or a mayor?
Mrs. Brown gives her children a snack after school. Does she give them a bath or food?
Samuel knows many words. Does he have a big government or a big vocabulary?
And next section is sentence building or jumble sentence. In this section, you will be given jumble sentences and you will have to form the right sentence. This section will focus on testing your ability to quickly apply your knowledge. For example, the audio might read, on the table the books are. You will have to answer it with the correct sentence. That is, the books are on the table. How to answer? Pay attention to the statement that is being read out to you. This section takes an account of your pace in knowledge application. So next let's see with an example.
Part D. Sentence builds. Now please rearrange the word groups into a sentence. For example, a voice says,
Was reading. My mother. Her favorite magazine.
and you say,
My mother was reading her favorite magazine.
Was living by himself. That their only son. They didn't know. The party. Around 5. Starts. To visit us. That she was planning. My sister said.
And next section is storytelling. So if you ever wanted to test your memorization skills, this is all for you. In this section, a small story is narrated. You are supposed to speak what you remember from the story and retell the story. This test will aim to test your fluency and vocabulary too. Instructions: a story will be narrated. After the narration, a small beep will play. In the window of 30 seconds, you are supposed to speak what you retain. Once 30 seconds is completed, another beep will be played and the next narration will start. So next let's see with an example.
Part E. Story retellings. You will hear 3 brief stories. Each story will be spoken once, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 30 seconds to retell the story in English. Try to retell as much of the story as you can, including the situation, characters, actions, and ending. You will hear another beep at the end of the 30 seconds.
A husband and wife went camping for the weekend. On the first day, they went on a long hike in the mountains. After the hike, they were very hungry. When they returned to the camp, they found 2 bears eating their food. They decided to leave early and have dinner at a restaurant.
In the last section, that is open question, in this section, some questions will be asked from you. You have to give answer with justification. So in before section, we were only giving the answering the one word. But now in this particular section, once the question is asked from us, we have to give the answer and justify the answer. So total 2 such questions will be asked from you in this particular section. So for example, when you study, you like quiet environment or little noisy environment. and justify it. So like this question will be asked from you. So if you like quiet environment, then you have to justify that why you like the quiet environment. And if you like noisy environment, then you have to justify why you like noisy environment. So all this justification you have to give within 30 seconds window. Only that you will have to answer the question, and then why you went that answer will have to justify, and all these things will happen just in 30 seconds. So these are the 6 sections that have been asked in this particular communication round in Accenture. So next let's see with an example.
Part F. Open questions. You will hear 2 questions about family life or personal choices. Each question will be spoken twice, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 40 seconds to answer the question. You will hear another beep at the end of the 40 seconds.
What are 2 advantages of eating lunch together with colleagues at work? What are 2 disadvantages?
Do you prefer?
So let's discuss some frequently asked questions. So I am getting a few messages and many of you are asking in comments about the communication assessment. So I took the common questions from you and I am making this video. So you can clear your doubts, and still if you have any questions you can mention in the comments, or you can join in the Telegram channel and ask there. So let's discuss about Accenture communication assessment frequently asked questions. Let's get into the first query. Hi, I'm a recent graduate. I applied for Accenture and have also finished communication, but after communication they haven't sent me interview mail. It's been 12 days now. What shall I do? Please help. This is the first query they have posted. I completely understand how you feel after completing the communication assessment for Accenture and not hearing back for 12 days. It can be tough waiting for updates. Be patient. Sometimes the hiring process takes longer than expected, and keep preparing for other potential interviews in meantime. Let's get into the second query. Recently, I took the Accenture communication round test, but when I clicked the submit button, it did not submit and said there was background noise. However, I received an email thanking me for participating in the communication round and stating that I would receive an interview mail within 7 working days. But I haven't received the interview mail yet. What should I do? Will I get the interview mail or not? So, since you have received the email thanking you for participating and informing you about the interview mail, it's a good sign that your assessment was successfully submitted. The interview mail might just be delayed due to high volume of applications or internal process. Keep a positive mindset while waiting for the response. They may still be considering your application, and it's not uncommon for this process to take some time. It's hard to predict exactly what will happen next, but following up can help clarify your situation. Let's get into the next query. I did not perform well at the communication assessment at Accenture. I was stuck in between for 2 to 3 times. Is there any chance of getting eliminated? So at Accenture, the communication assessment is just one part of the overall hiring process. If you struggle a bit but did well in other areas like technical skills, it might not affect your chances too much. Accenture looks at your complete performance, not just one round. So getting stuck 2 or 3 times during the communication assessment does not automatically mean elimination. They consider how you did in the other rounds as well. To cheat in exam, you can utilize author application to transcribe your speech and allowing you to copy and perfect your answers in those sections. So the next question is, how long does it take for the interview invitation to come after the communication round? So after completing the communication round at Accenture, it typically takes around 7 to 10 working days to receive an interview invitation, as mentioned in the communication. However, this timeline can vary based on several factors, including volume of candidates, specific recruitment process, and any potential delays in assessment process. So let's get into the next question. I have done with communication assessment in Accenture. I did not get any mail further. I attended the assessment before a week. Should I need to wait, or should I consider that I am out? So if it's been a week since your communication assessment at Accenture and you haven't received any update, it's still possible that the process is ongoing. So Accenture can take time to review assessment, especially if there are many candidates. It doesn't necessarily mean you are out or rejected. So the next question is, how many rounds of interview will they conduct? However, typically you can expect at least 2 rounds of interview for most roles. This round might include technical interview and HR interview. In technical interview, this round focus on assessing your technical skills and knowledge related to specific role. Coming to HR round, it involves discussion about your background, experiences and project based questions. You might be asked behavioral questions to assess your fit within the company culture. Coming to next question, is there any elimination chance in the communication assessment round in Accenture? Yeah, so many people asked this question and we received so many messages regarding this. Yes, but definitely at a very low scale. The communication assessment round in Accenture recruitment process can be an elimination round. Just focus on maintaining good confidence and great attitude. This is what is accessed in communication round. So the next question is, when will we get an interview slot after the communication test in Accenture? So after the communication test at Accenture, you can typically expect to receive an interview slot within a few days to couple of weeks. The timing can vary based on volume of candidates. If more candidates can mean longer wait times. So let's get into the next question. I did not receive the result of communication assessment in Accenture until now. Am I rejected? So, no reply after a communication assessment doesn't always mean rejection. Especially with large companies like Accenture, delays can happen for various reasons, such as internal processing, scheduling, or reviewing multiple candidates. If you haven't received a rejection mail, there is a still chance you are in consideration. It's best to wait a bit longer or send a polite follow up to the recruiter to check your status. This way, you will get a clear idea of whether you are still in the process. I gave my communication assessment of Accenture on 5th May 2024, but I have still not received any interview mail. By when can I expect it? If you haven't received any update from Accenture since your communication assessment on May 5th, 2024, it might indicate that you are not selected, especially given the significant amount of time that has passed. So let's discuss some helpful tips for communication assessment round in Accenture. Here are the most useful tips to help you excel in Accenture communication test. First tip is speak clearly and slowly. So focus on clarity over speed. Speak slowly enough to be understood, but not too slow that you sound unnatural. And pronunciation is key, so practice pronouncing difficult words and recording yourself. And coming to second helpful tip, practice impromptu speaking. So regularly practice speaking on random topics for 1 to 2 minutes without preparation to improve fluency and confidence. And minimize fillers and pauses. Avoid overusing fillers like ha or you know. Short pauses are fine, but long hesitation may affect your fluency score. By focusing on these key areas, you can significantly improve your performance and communication skills for the test. If you are preparing for the Accenture communication round, it can be helpful to practice your speaking skills. One great tool to use is the Author app. It's a great way to practice and improve before the actual test. Give it a try. It is easy to use and super convenient. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching and good luck with your interview preparation. See you in the next video.